Good afternoon, everyone. Jonathan Davis here with Davis Autosports. This is a pre-listing for a absolutely gorgeous 98 Jeep Cherokee Classic XJ, four-wheel drive. Very rare configuration. I'll tell you why here in a moment. But with our pre-listings, the purpose of these are simply just to notify the general public of new inventory. We're not completed with this Cherokee as far as reconditioning or servicing, although we've already done some work to it. We're also going to give you a couple options in which you can buy this particular Cherokee. Now, as we walk around, you may see some slight imperfections, some slight chips, scratches. The rear bumper cap on the back passenger side is removed because we are repainting that. There was actually nothing done to it. We actually took it off and robbed it from Peter to pay Paul on another one that we had to hurry up and get out. So I'm gonna go over the Jeep entirely, what it is, give you guys some options on how to buy it. I'll let you guys know what we've done so far and what we're gonna do to it. However, the history of this Jeep is absolutely impeccable. This Jeep since day one has been in Arizona and California. So it is absolutely rust-free. Body-wise, undercarriage, floor pan. This is finished in a very beautiful chili pepper red. I'll give you some close-ups here in a moment. Reminder, bumper cap is removed. It's over in our body shop getting painted. No other paint work we did on this. What you're looking at is our staff doing a phenomenal job with a full paint correction. The Jeep came in very good condition paint wise, and our crew here made it to what you see today. Absolutely beautiful. Now, our paint correction process doesn't apply paint. It doesn't do anything to scratches that are through the paint. It essentially, we sand away a top layer of clear coat, and then we recondition, buff, compound, and polish that new layer. So what's on the top surface right now is a layer that was once behind the top layer. So it's a nice fresh coat of clear coat without spraying a coat of clear coat. After we're all done with it, we'll ceramic coat it. But as of right now, no paint has been touched up. That's the next process. So you're seeing it sort of in mid stage. The paint's only gonna look nicer once we're done. And as you see though, it's already absolutely phenomenal. Now, while I'm blabbing and walking around the Jeep, one of the options that you're gonna get to purchase this Jeep is just the way it is, suspension and wheel and tire and steering wise. The other option, which we'll get into, is our stage 2 package, which is a 3-inch lift, 31s. I would sort of keep these wheels on it because I think they look really well against the chili pepper red, and it sort of keeps it that real classic look. However, we'll sort of do whatever you would like us to do. The windshield we're still replacing. There's a chip up top you can see from there, and little pits all through around. So it's gonna have a new windshield, new seal. So essentially all we've done up to this point is the first step of the paint correction. We still have some reconditioning to do on the paint, but as you'll see, this thing is absolutely beautiful. Now, when you see the white in between the body and the trim, that's compound from buffing that we haven't washed and got out yet. So all that's part of the next process to get that out. So anything that you see in the crevices like that, that's just compound. Don't worry, all that will come out. Wheels are in beautiful condition. Tires are in great condition, but once again, if we go with our stage 2 package, you're gonna get all new stuff. Everything that I go through here in this video is going to be more thoroughly laid out on our website at davisautosports.com. Roof for a Cherokee is in phenomenal condition. Usually these things take a beating, but it's definitely been garage kept. Now the hood, although you'll see the paint, I'll give you all angles, has a great shine, a good smooth finish, but it does have what just about every single Cherokee of this age with original paint has, and it's due to the heat that gets produced from the engine bay and on top. But beautiful shine, as you'll see, and this hood looks better than 99% of the hoods you'll see on a 20-year-old Cherokee. But if you look, very slight, see those little lines right there? It's what we refer to as sort of crow's feet. And these are actually, these stand out more only because when we compounded, the compound got embedded in those little splits. But I over sort of nitpick our Jeeps to show you guys absolutely everything. So you can see all these little tiny imperfections. And the only way to rectify that is to sand this down to bare metal, 2K prime it, seal it, color coat it with the chili pepper red, and clear coat it. So essentially paint it, and that's our process. Most body shops would just scuff this and then paint it. That's not the way we do things here. Now, in my opinion, this Jeep is nice and as beautiful as it is. I personally wouldn't paint that because it's not a flawless Jeep. It's not a restored Jeep, and it's a very, very nice Jeep. And there's other small imperfections, but literally, if I didn't tell the average person that, they would not have noticed that. So it's not a big deal. If you go look at an average Cherokee in a parking lot, it's going to show far worse than that. Now, just to make perfectly clear, this is all original body panels, all original paint. So you're going to find on every panel small imperfections, whether it's rock chips, slight scratches, whatever it may be. So although we may touch some stuff up, we are not going to touch up little tiny imperfections that are, needle size, because touch-up paint, when it's speckled all over a vehicle, actually looks worse than the imperfection itself. So windows are tinted from the previous owner, obviously being in Arizona and California. But this chili pepper red is just absolutely gorgeous. It's almost like a burnt orange. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous color. And once again, this is the hood that I nitpicked on, and we were shooting this as close as can be, 5 inches away, under very, very bright lights. So bottom of the flares, like always, are going to have some imperfections there, and we will touch up some of the bigger marks, but the lower ones and smaller ones will stay there. Now, if you're someone that really likes this Jeep and you want it to be as perfect as possible without going absolutely crazy, then we could discuss some options of painting some of the flares, maybe a bumper cap, the hood. We can do whatever you like to do. However, I just don't really think it needs it because these are all small imperfections, although they are imperfections. Every square inch of paint, even up top, gets completely wet sanded, compound buff on a Jeep this size. With 2 of my guys, they're about 4 days on it. So you got about 8 days of manpower to get any vehicle like this paint corrected the right way. We mask everything off, even the flares get done. If you do the body and not the flares, you're gonna see a huge difference in shine, finish, everything else. And another thing that the paint correction does is it knocks down the factory orange peel on the clear coat. If you see how flat this clear coat is, it's way nicer than factory because factory has orange peel in it. So it gives it a smoother finish than what you get from the factory. So essentially all your reflections are true as opposed to very distorted looking. And because of that, it gives it a much deeper shine. And that's why a lot of our Jeeps almost look freshly painted because they have that real glossy, wet look from the paint correction. Rear bumper is probably the worst of the entire Jeep just because it does have some nicks. Now, keep in mind, we haven't touched any of this up yet. I usually don't get this far of paint correction with shooting a video, but I just figured this thing's so nice. You guys know the quality of work that we do, so it's not a big deal. But when we do touch this up, all the touch-up paint, we'll prime it, we'll hit the color on it, and then we'll hit some clear. We'll let it sit for a day, and then we then buff it. So you really can't tell that, you're gonna be able to notice it, but far less than if we didn't do that particular process. All the wiper blades and everything that you see off are back here. They're either new or got sanded down and painted. Now, while we're here, I want to discuss the rarity of this Jeep. And it's funny how people go, oh, it's a 4-door, it's 4-wheel drive, it's not that rare, when I discuss some of these options, and it's how they're all paired together. So it's a classic, which, not a big deal. but it does have the upcountry package, which that's a very rare package within itself. And then it's more rare to be on a classic trim level. So the upcountry package is giving you a front skid plate, which is big and massive. It's giving you a transfer skid plate, and it's giving you a gas tank skid plate, and from the factory, a slightly beefed up suspension system. But it's very slight, very, but that's what it is. And this particular Jeep has it. Now, continuing with the package that makes it rare is you have up front a transmission cooler from the factory. You have the factory tow package, which is part of that. That's a full Mopar system. And you have a limited slip rear differential with the full-size spare. So all that is very, very unique. And then to top it all off, which not all classics have, is you have a driver power seat. You got cruise control, obviously, power windows, power locks, both keys, keyless entry. So I guarantee you on the entire internet right now, you will not find a classic with the upcountry package, with the limited slip differential, with a power seat. I can promise you that. Very, very rare configuration. I think the charcoal wheels look amazing from the factory with the chili pepper red. And now it's still road grime and dirty, but look at how clean. You still have that's the factory sticker from the factory on that front coil. I mean, it's still got road grime. We haven't, touched it, but just insanely clean. That's the massive skid plate. It goes all the way up and all the way back. So all your front steering, everything's fully protected. Now, once again, the rockers, we haven't touched yet. That's part, once it goes on the lift, all this stuff gets done. But rockers are literally 110% perfect. Structural wise and rust wise and damage wise. Floor pans, all this, what you're seeing here, this is factory spray right here, but you can see where they missed it from the factory. The floor pans are absolutely flawless. Knuckles, everything this is super, super clean. Now we're gonna do our full service. I'll get into all that here in a moment, but this thing is just super clean. So stuff like that is just super small, we're not gonna touch up because you don't notice that from here. But if you start to dab and have all these touch-up marks, sometimes it just gets a little much. But this flare is really good. You got a couple little small guys there. But look at the side trim. There's no dents and gouges in it from parking next to people. Factory stickers are absolutely perfect. It's like that will get touched up. A couple little light scratches, that's definitely from putting the key in. A couple little small surface stuff. Gutter system's beautiful. Top rack's in great condition. One nice thing about you guys seeing that, this is probably the most common area on any Cherokee to rust, and you don't ever see it because the cap covers it. So that's really nice for you guys to get a good look at. It's absolutely flawless, and that is just the most prone area to rust, and no one knows about it because it's hidden. Massive gas tank shield as well. Part of the upcountry package. Very clean interior. We've just did a basic sort of vacuum and wipe down. It's gonna get a full-fledged detail, but it is extremely clean. 78,000 miles. I'll tell you what's unbelievable. I can tell by the fitment. This is the original headliner and it's not sagging, which is incredible. But we're probably gonna replace the headliner because although it's not sagging, we'll look for a spot that is, it's gonna eventually start to sag. So for a preventative, I think we did these shocks when my guys were reconditioning. Anytime that they need to get done, they get done, and those are the ones that we stock here. But yeah, that's a natural, that's part of the form of the headliner. So yeah, that's incredible. No sagging whatsoever. So I'll leave that up to you guys if you guys like stuff original, but headliner's not a big deal. But if let us know what you guys want to do on that one. All the door jambs, super clean. Hey, Knocky boy. Hey, buddy. Bottom of the doors are perfect. Rockers. Hey, buddy. No cracking. No, you can't get in there. Does have the books and manuals as well. Watch out, bud. Watch out. Look at inside here, how clean it is. So here's a fun little thing about chili pepper red. And we have so much experience with painting this color. So this is a color that across the board, we got 16 guys in the shop and 16 out of 16 agree. So here's what's crazy. We like the aged chili pepper red color over the factory chili pepper red. And it took us years to develop the paint and everything else. So both of these are the same colors, but you see this one has never gotten sun, and you can see the difference where this is like a burnt orange from the sun fade essentially, even though it's not faded necessarily because there's still clear coat on there. But even, for example, if you have something inside your kitchen window, the sun can still get through the window to fade whatever you have there. So then that's with every single paint out there. But this almost turns like a really cool orangish color, where the factory is more like a maroonish burgundy color. But the sun faded one looks 10 times better. So if you look at this, you don't see so much of the orange. And if you flip around here, you get more of the orange. So the very first time, this is 15 years ago, we got a chili pepper red Cherokee in and we painted it according to the paint code. So it went from even more fade than this particular one. And when we got it out the booth, we're like, we painted it the wrong color. There's a good example right there, that pillar versus the outer door. I mean, it's almost like two separate colors, but that's what it is. And it's so we actually like the sun faded chili pepper red over the brand new chili pepper red. It's an absolute beautiful color, and we have the perfect mixture of paint that we have honed in on over the years to have a perfect match on this. All right, guys, so that's it. It is very late. I got my dogs with me. The whole shop is shut down. Usually I do a thorough test drive. This thing drives phenomenal. Now, 18 minutes of the video, I know you guys are probably sick and tired of hearing me. So what we're gonna do, even if you wanna buy this thing in stock form, these are things that we're still doing to the Jeep that it needs. Headlight has moisture and condensation. So in my opinion, I think that instead of just replacing it with a factory style headlight, we should do some LEDs. You're gonna have way better illumination at night. These things, even brand new, are absolutely horrendous. New windshield and seal is getting done regardless of the option you choose, and we're gonna do our full service package. So brand new rear main seal, brand new oil pan gasket, brand new valve cover gasket. We're gonna do spark plugs, wires, distributor cap, front differential, transmission, transfer case, rear differential, fully serviced. So your engine with all your seals and gaskets gone through, redone, bam, bam, drive line done and everything. So if you want to buy it stock, you're still going to get all that stuff done. Now, if you want to buy it stock and have some reconditioning done, paint, all that, contact us, let us know. The second option is everything that I just mentioned as far as the window, the servicing, all that, plus stage 2 package, which is gonna give it a 3-inch lift. It's all new suspension. And I wanna let you guys know, all the suspension on this is original. It drives great. It doesn't have any issues. But one of the nice things about getting the stage 2 package, in addition to the lift, slight lift, you see not a big Jeep over there. That one that we just built for a client, same thing. It still has factory wheels, but a 3-inch lift. It's a very common package. Same thing with that guy and same thing with that guy. Both of these are client vehicles right there. So full suspension, steering, everything's brand new top to bottom. And we'll leave it up to you whether you want to maintain these wheels or go with our DAS Moab wheels. And there may be a few other things that we're going to add to that, like the headliner and all that, but check out our website, davisautosports.com. We just listed last week a fern green one in the same form with a pre-listing. It sold within about 3 or 4 hours. We posted that one on Instagram like 4 days ago. It sold, actually had 3 people leave a deposit on it on the first and second day. So they go very, very quick because you see the quality, and this thing's not even done. If you choose to buy it in stock form and you just want us to service it and finish our reconditioning, I would say probably the second week of September, it will be completed. And if you want us to do all that plus the stage 2, I would say the end of September, ready to ship out. We ship all over the country. We ship overseas. We handle all the logistics. So, and also if you own a Cherokee, we provide all of our services to your Cherokee. That was client owned. That was client owned. That was client owned. That came to us for, and then we have most of them. We have about 20 in our body shop right now. So thanks for viewing. Beautiful Jeep. Very rare configuration. I hope I told you guys the miles. Good Lord. 80, I'll have it in the listing, but its miles are either in the upper 70s or lower 80s. Very, very good miles. Flawless Carfax report. Arizona, California since day one, and an absolutely beautiful Jeep. Thanks, guys.